Coffee with Tim Black. Yes, I am Coffee with Tim Black. Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to Coffee with Tim Black. And yes, it's coffee time. This is a show where I give you the news, what's going on with your day while I'm drinking a warm cup of coffee. Hey, Facebook Live, how y'all doing? Good to see y'all. Yes. Today I got a lot of interesting stories for you guys, so I'm hoping that you will bear with me. It's a lot. In fact, I had to leave some things on the cutting room floor just to get to it all. I'd like to start off where it all began. The rigging of the 26th election against Bernie Sanders. Listen, DNC lawyers argue no liability, neutrality is merely a political promise. That's right, that was the DNC's response to court documents, accusations that they cheated Bernie Sanders supporters and Bernie Sanders in the 2016 primary race against Hillary Clinton. Democratic National Committee lawyers responded on October 14th in support of their motion to dismiss the class action lawsuit against the DNC. And also former chair Debbie Wasserman Schultz, maintaining that a fair and balanced Democratic primary is just a political promise. Get it? We promised to do it for you. Doesn't mean we'll actually do it for you. Just because we say we have open, honest, unbiased activities going on within the DNC doesn't mean we actually do. How is this not fraud? I'll continue. When WikiLeaks exposed the Democratic primary was rigged in favor of Hillary Clinton, all via WikiLeaks, leaked DNC emails revealed top DNC officials were supportive of Mrs. Clinton and made sure it was difficult, if not impossible, for Senator Bernie Sanders to ever win the party nomination. DNC lawyers have just responded to that class action attempt over their primary being rigged, arguing maintaining a fair and balanced primary was merely a political position, as I stated earlier. But the lawyers also argue that courts have uniformly rejected attempts to litigate on the basis of purported official political promises, including statements of principle and intent in the political realm. So basically what they're doing, guys, is they're saying that what they did in rigging the DNC, rigging the election from a DNC standpoint, is pretty much similar to what a politician might tell you they will do when they get in office. And you can't sue a politician for, not improving health care, not ending mass incarceration, not going green, or many of the other things that they lie and say they'll do. Remember when we said we'd be, fossil industry free and go to green independence by the year what? What year was that? I don't know. I still see a lot of fossil fuels. I still see us invading countries to get oil. That's the bottom line of it. So they're saying that that same rule applies to them. If you can't hold the president accountable, you can't hold us accountable. I mean, we're just one company or one organization that controls itself. What do we look like controlling what we do? See, I can understand how a president can't be held accountable for what gets passed through Congress. But a private organization can't be held accountable for its own practices? Hold on, guys. I hate to compare this to sports, but I got to do it. If I go play on your field and I find out that your field is slanted in the direction of your team, if I'm given the side where the terrain is screwed up, the balls are deflated or inflated, it's not traditional, it's not standard based on what the agreed upon obvious rules are, which we determined would be a fair election, right? In a sports sense, I would say it would be, hey, we're supposed to both play by the same rules. And if it's found out that your rules are different for me than they are for you and your rules adversely impact me, that's a grounds to sue. right? But not according to the DNC. See, they're not saying, hey, we didn't tilt the scale. Hey, we didn't put a baby on the scale. Hey, we didn't steal the scale. They're saying, you should have known we were going to steal the scale. You should have known we were going to tilt the scale. You should have known there'd be no scale and that this was all window dressing and we were going to cheat you all along. Are you surprised that the DNC rigged the election for Hillary and that her lawyers have such a pathetic excuse to justify their actions? Share your thoughts. Please share your thoughts. I'd like to know. I'm not just bringing this up because, I want to stick it to the DNC, but I do, especially after me seeing, Donna Brazile, Joy Reid carry a lot of water for him over the last couple of hours as they try to discredit WikiLeaks on Twitter. I wish they were watching right now. You two ladies are horrible. But that's beside the point. I'm also bringing it up because trending right now is Obama. And Obama's talking about Donald Trump. He says, oh, Donald Trump, you need to be quiet. Obama tells Trump, stop whining and trying to discredit the election. Could there be better timing for this, guys? I don't think there could be better timing for what I'm saying. Right now, just recently this morning, Obama was at a press conference where he was asking questions about Donald Trump accusations regarding the elections, saying that they were going to be rigged. And Obama's response to that was, stop whining. Stop complaining about the process. We haven't voted yet. But right here, we see that the DNC's not even saying that they didn't rig the election, that they didn't work in cohorts with the Hillary Clinton campaign, that they did not side with Hillary Clinton and oppose Bernie Sanders every step of the way. They're not even suggesting that. They're saying we did it. You should have expected it. Meanwhile, mainstream media is not reporting on the audacity of Obama to come out and question Trump for calling it before it happens. In fact, Obama said in his speech, or in his remarks this morning, that calling foul before the game begins is ludicrous, it's unprecedented. Well, you know what? If you know someone's going to cheat, why not call it out as soon as you know it? That makes sense to me. Hey, this guy's planning on cheating. Oh, I'm supposed to wait till I get cheated and then after the fact, cry foul? No one's going to listen. Listen to what Obama said. Speaking at a Rose Garden news conference with Matteo Renzi, the Italian Prime Minister, Mr. Obama also called it unprecedented for any presidential candidate to discredit the elections. He says before any votes were even cast, as Mr. Trump has done repeatedly in recent days. One of the great things about America's democracy is we have a vigorous, sometimes bitter political contest. And when it's done, historically, regardless of party, the person who loses the election congratulates the winner, reaffirms our democracy, and we move forward. Really? That's what we do, huh? Well, you know what? Maybe in a time when we were unable to know or be able to identify cheating, maybe that's what you had to do. But I got a feeling that anyone who's on the receiving end of cheating would like to call it out as soon as possible. This reminds me so much, guys, of WikiLeaks and what's going on right now. No one's saying the WikiLeaks documents are lies or counterfeits. No. They're talking about technicalities like, well, how'd you get the document? Same thing here. We have evidence of cheating and election fraud. I've reported on it. Lee Camp's reported on it. H.A. Goodman's reported on it. Jordan Sheridan has reported on it. We've reported on it. It's out there. It's a fact. Let me just wrap up Obama. Speaking of the tradition of a peaceful transfer of power after presidential elections, Mr. Obama said, I can't even get this out. Obama said that's how democracy survives. Come on, man. Come on. Obama said that's how democracy survives. What democracy, mother sucker? What democracy? You mean this sham? This BS? These lies? You call this democracy? I'd like to know who's going to vote for Hillary Clinton, who was formerly a progressive. See, this is the reason why it seems like Bernie supporters, Jill supporters, progressives are Trump supporters because we have the same enemy. Now, I'm not here to justify the how can I say? I'm not here to justify the tactics used by the Republicans or their policies. But, I don't have to agree with your policies to agree with you or know that you are correct in some things. I get this criticism all the time. Meanwhile, I watch people that I used to respect time and time again carry water for Hillary Clinton. Call out Trump at every turn and ignore the travesty and the destruction of our democracy right here around them. For God's sakes, Hillary Clinton called Donna Brazile a dumb baboon. And she still carries water for the woman. Obama finished, the rest of Obama's remarks. Here goes the part I'd like to highlight for you. I have never seen in my lifetime or in modern political history any presidential candidate trying to discredit the elections and the election process before the votes have even taken place. It's unprecedented. It happens to be based on no facts. Once again, folks, the DNC's response to a class action lawsuit is not that we did not cheat. It's not that we didn't cheat. Their response is not that it was a fair election. Their response is, you should have known it wasn't going to be a fair election. When you sent your $27 in, when you sent your $47 in, when you skipped going out with your family for a meal, their excuse is, you should have known you were throwing your money away because we don't play fair even within our own party. Is it hard to imagine that a Republican would be similarly sabotaged at every turn if you sabotage a fellow Democrat or a person running as a Democrat who has caucused for Democrats his entire life, campaigned for Democrats, and raised money for Democrats? I don't think it is. Obama says we have no facts. Mr. President, how about you look at the lawsuit, the class action lawsuit against your party? Look at the response. Speaking of responses,
we have crooked Hillary, Fox.
Now, we're all familiar with... I need some coffee after that. Hold on, y'all. Jeez. Good thing my blood pressure is healthy. Goodness gracious. Like Tim Black passed out while doing the coffee show. Speaking of crooked Hillary...
we have crooked Hillary, Fox.
We're all familiar with the Donald Trump naked statue, right? Ugh. Horrible to look at. All right? Bad. Okay. But there was one unveiled today in New York, I think it's Manhattan. Yes, it was, of a naked Hillary Clinton. Folks, when Trump's statue was displayed, I saw people laughing, making fun. I laughed. Then I covered my eyes. Then I clicked off the picture, right? The reaction to this. I'm pointing to it here. This shows a complete double standard If you're watching this on YouTube, you see this. Facebook, I'm not going crazy. There's a picture here if you're on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, there's a picture right here. Listen. The statue depicted Clinton with hoofed feet and a Wall Street banker resting his head on her bare breast. The breasts aren't bare in this picture. They're blocked off. You can't see them. You don't want to see them. New York Daily News reports the statue was up for less than 3 hours before an enraged woman knocked it over and yelled at the artist who created it. In the video, a woman identified by New York Daily News as Nancy can be seen struggling with the artist, 27-year-old Anthony Scioli. As Scioli tried to set the statue back up, Nancy sat on it to prevent him. This lady shows up and tips it over and starts assaulting anyone who tried to put it back up, a witness told the New York Daily News. A few hours later, it's reported that the New York PD came by and made him remove it. Why? He didn't have a permit. Folks, a 70-year-old man, obese man, as Donald Trump is, his image is unflattering. No one threw a hissy fit. Why is it that it's okay to degrade this man and it's not okay to degrade her? I'm just saying it's all political, right? We're talking about being creative, artistic license, right? Isn't that what we're saying? Now, I'm not saying I want to see a naked Hillary statue. What I'm saying is, how about we play fair? Could we pretend to play fair? Could we pretend to have objectivity? But of course, these are the actions of probably some deranged person. I don't know. I just think it shows, just once again, it just keeps showing you, society keeps showing you that nothing's fair. You should leave a statue up and let it be, just like you've done all the times when the Trump statues are up. In fact, people were taking pictures with the Trump statue. And I don't want to see either one of them. How about no statues? If we can't play fair on both sides, then no statues. All right. Next story. I don't know about you, but in some families, there's been a lot of arguments about this election. It's ripped the relationships apart. I've unfriended so many people, I'm getting thumb rash. Block 'em, block 'em, block 'em, block 'em. Block 'em, block 'em, block 'em, block 'em. Nearly 40% of Americans report tension with family or friends over the election. Taking a rare public stance on this. What is this? Is this the right one? No, this is Melania. Oh, this is Melania. Should we go to Melania? No, let's go to the stats. I already started. Nearly 40% of Americans report tension with family or friends over election. President Obama tells Trump to stop whining. We know about that. Here it is. Together with SSRS, a survey research firm, ABC News reports, asking questions of voters how often they discuss the presidential election with relatives and friends or whether the subject causes any friction. 90% of Americans talk about the presidential race often with friends or family, the survey shows. 90%? Who they ask, man? 90%. I don't think that's an accurate statement, but I'll keep going. Of those who say they talk about it, 58% discuss the election very often, 32% somewhat often, and only 4% say they never talk about it. 37% of respondents said the 2016 race has caused tension with relatives or friends. The major party nominees, as we all know, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, are two of the most disliked presidential candidates in history. An ABC News Washington Post release today found that 63% of registered voters see Trump unfavorably, 63, and 57% have an unfavorable view of Hillary Clinton. The highest such ratings for major party candidates in ABC Washington polling dating back 32 years. Okay. Let me finish this up, make sure I don't miss anything. Even though the presidential contest is causing at least some friction in many voters' relationships, more than 3/4 of Americans think it's appropriate that children pay attention to the race. That's sick. I don't want my 7-year-old paying attention to this race. I don't. I don't want him to know about this race. He does, though. He's heard me talk. 71% of respondents said it's appropriate that children pay attention to the election, and 29% said it's inappropriate. I'd like to know who these people are. Why would you want people to, pay attention to this? Anyway, your children to pay attention. So, I, like you, I have people in my life who are, sort of outcast because of their choices on this thing. That's why I can't wait for the election to be over, because however this goes, we lose. We lose. Now, do you want to lose on a social front, or do you want to lose in a military war of epic proportions? See, that's sort of where I'm at this point. Yes, I do vote Jill, right? But I am keeping it real with you, and I'm saying I don't see much love on either side of these candidates. You got your war candidate, your law and order candidate, and you got your, war candidate and law and order candidate. There you go. Got these two. I don't like either one of them, okay? It's either blame and throw in jail poor people and black people, right? Which is probably what Trump will do. And Hillary wants to bomb, okay? Now I think about it, now that the Clintons are basically playing the same cards they played back in the 90s when they went Republican on us, if you take in consideration that what they did was they amped up mass incarceration, they amped up the policies, the welfare reform, which disproportionately affected black folks, I think it's not too much of a stretch of imagination to imagine that Hillary may do the same thing again. So really, the lesser of two evils is kind of becoming evident to me who that person might be. And if you remember, my hand was over here on Hillary. That's what I believe. I feel like if we get this guy, the whole world will be against him. He'll pass nothing. And we'll all form Voltron. If we get this one, I fear that a lot of the brainwashed fake liberals, that's what they are, the scared of Trumpers, will continue to carry water for it. And even if those people don't, okay, the mainstream media, which has been in the tank from her from the beginning, will never hold her feet to the fire like they say they will. I doubt they will. Because right now would be the time, and 6 months ago was the time, and all along, all they've been doing is supporting the coronated Hillary Clinton. All right. You guys ready to get a little wonky? We got time, right? You guys mind if I keep talking? I reported yesterday about the State Department. I reported yesterday about the FBI documents, a 100-page document release that shows correspondence, conversations, testimony from FBI officials who say that the State Department, what's his name, Stephen Kennedy? I'll get to it. Well, anyway, the State Department Undersecretary had leaned on them to reclassify documents that they had previously classified as classified documents. This was all being done as they were doing the criminal investigation of Hillary Clinton's email scandal. These are Benghazi documents. Well, the State Department, they made some statements. They said it's not true. They said it's not true. They said they just asked questions about the documents. Why are you asking about classification of documents across departments, across government agencies? I don't know, but I guess that's something they do. How often does that happen? Also in that 100-page document, not one, but two FBI colleagues say that they were offered a quid pro quo, which is you do for me, I do for you, you do something for me, I do something for you. If they were willing to reclassify previously classified documents to make Hillary look better. Once again, State Department denies this ever took place. So here's the deal, guys. You're either going to believe FBI colleagues making a report, or you're going to believe a State Department guy coming out trying to do damage control. This statement, these statements made by FBI colleagues were made months ago, right? Right? Yes. I don't know. I believe the FBI officials. I believe that their statements are genuine. Because either you got a lying FBI agency or you got a State Department that's covering this butt for a former Secretary of State. Which makes more sense to you? You can't have it both ways. It's not a misstatement to say that you pressured them. Let me give you a little bit more detail. One FBI official whose name is redacted told investigators that Kennedy repeatedly pressured the various officials at the FBI to declassify information in one of Clinton's emails. The email was about the 2012 deadly attack on a U.S. compound in Benghazi, Libya, and included information that originated from the FBI and meant that the FBI had final say on whether it would remain classified. So that's the reason why the FBI is even involved in this. They were a part of the email chain, and it was their responsibility at that point because they owned the document. They started the document. They sent it out as a classified document. It should have remained a classified document. A State Department spokesman, Mark Toner, said Kennedy was not pressuring the FBI, but was just trying to understand better how the FBI's classification process works. So are you denying? He's not. Look. Basically, he's not denying inquiring about this email. It's not denying it. But here's the thing, guys, and we got to be smarter than this. How likely is Kennedy to inquire about the classification of a document that's not even their document if it were not for the criminal investigation of Hillary Clinton? Now, you can say this is all crazy, right-wing conspiracy, trying to bring down Hillary Clinton, but come on. Do you know how many documents the FBI classifies? I don't, but I got to assume it's a lot, right? You pretty much assume anything that the FBI sends is about the FBI or about intelligence because that's what they do, right? So I think that this is an obvious expose on what the Hillary Clinton campaign influence can be, where Hillary's influence can be inside our government and what it did in the State Department. The FBI official said he also joined at least 2 discussions in which Kennedy continued to pressure the FBI about the email. The official said Kennedy appeared to be trying to protect Clinton by minimizing the appearance of classified information in emails from the server that Clinton used while she was the country's most senior diplomat. In a separate interview summary among the 100 pages released on Monday, another unnamed FBI official confirmed a discussion of a quid pro quo. He said Kennedy told him in a phone call that the FBI's classification of the email was causing problems for Kennedy. The official said he told Kennedy he would look into the email, which he had not yet seen, if the State Department would consider allowing more FBI agents to be posted in Iraq in exchange. This is another reason why I believe that the FBI is telling the truth here. Because the FBI agent is saying they're the ones that offered the quid pro quo, the quid pro quo. Quid pro quo. They offered it. Now, that's implicating them, right? How many people lie and implicate themselves? Not many, right? Like, hey, I ran that red light. I see you pulling people over for running red lights. Well, I just ran that red light. You missed me. But he ran it too. Like, who does that? Basically, what the FBI is doing is pointing out they're part of this. that they said, hey, we'll look into this email if you do this for me. And what the State Department is saying never happened. Any questions about emails? Well, actually, they're not saying that. They're not saying there wasn't a conversation about sending FBI agents to Libya or sending FBI agents to Iraq is what the quid pro quo was about. Okay? They're not denying that part. They're just denying that the two things happened for the same reason and that they were connected. This is all technicality BS. Right? As it stands, the State Department still defends itself and says, no, we didn't ask for the declassification. We just wanted to know, hey, how do you come to these conclusions? We just like to be educated, so we'll know how you decide what you classify. Look, if the FBI sent you a document you didn't think should be classified, why not make that argument when they sent you the document? Or how about not operating the document and not forwarding the document and not responding to the document? That's when you ask the question. You don't come back years later and say, hey, how'd you come to that decision? And once again, if Hillary Clinton wants to be president, shouldn't she know these things? What else we got? You guys want some controversy? Let me back up. Melania Trump. WikiLeaks. Told you guys I had a lot of information. There's no pressure here, Tim Black. All right, so they're raking Melania Trump over the coals, right? Yeah, that's what they do. Fine, I get it. Melania Trump posts pictures of her when she first came to the U.S. as a model. Looking good. But don't say anything about Bill Clinton. He's just been the president, but don't talk about him. But let's talk about Melania Trump all day. Come on, guys. Let's talk about her. All right. So anyway, Melania Trump. Taking a very public stance on the campaign, Melania Trump, the wife of Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump, spoke out today. Was this yesterday? Had to be yesterday. Calling her husband's attacks on former President Bill Clinton a fair response to what the Democrats started. As a New York businessman continues to assail Hillary Clinton's husband on the campaign trail, who wrote this? ABC. Oh, okay. This is ABC, y'all. It's going to be very slanted towards Clinton, but I'll keep going. President Bill Clinton, a fair response to what the Democrats started. Okay. As the New York businessman continues to assail Hillary Clinton's husband on the campaign trail, Melania Trump was asked in an interview with Fox News' Ainsley Earhart if Bill Clinton's past alleged behavior was relevant. Melania Trump responded, they're asking for it. Or they asked for it. They started from the beginning of the campaign putting my picture from modeling days, she added, accusing the Clinton campaign of disseminating her nude photos. Whew. All right. So that was in bad taste, right? Right? Like, once again, here we go with the news again. Once again, back to the statute. Isn't that great how we could tie that back in? It's crazy. Okay. In the CNN interview, Melania Trump said she thought former Access Hollywood host Billy Bush, who was also heard in the 2005 video, was encouraging Donald Trump's behavior. He was egged on from the host to say dirty and bad stuff, she said. What you talk about, Melania? Come on, man. Your husband's a scumbag in some ways. Come on. He is. Just because I think Hillary is a horrible candidate and a liar and can't be trusted, which is what most Americans think, so I'm right in line with most people, doesn't mean I'll let you get away with this. Come on, Melania. Billy Bush can't make Trump do nothing Trump don't want to do. He didn't make Trump say I grab him in the change purse. He said that because he wanted to. Now, whether he was showing off or whatever he was doing or he was just telling the truth, That's beside the point. But let's not blame it on Billy Bush. Billy Bush has become the fall guy for this, guys. I don't like it. You know, if Trump came on the Tim Black show and he started talking about grabbing women, it's not my fault, right? And I might laugh at it. I hope I wouldn't, but I might laugh because I wasn't expecting to say that. I've had people on my show say some things that I wasn't prepared for, right? I'm not co-signing it, and I didn't cut them off the air. But they said it, but they can't blame me for what they say. Anyway, she went on to say, Ms. Trump said, I wonder if they even knew the mic was on because it was kind of boy talk. Okay. She said, going on to explain such talk as the way they talk when they grow up. You know, we have a very sexist society. I don't like these ultra crazy, feminists that are like, I hate men, kill men. I don't like those people, right? But I will never take from you that we have a sexist society. Never. So it's wrong. It's not right. And a person who wants to become president should not be a guy who talks that way. Okay? So bad stuff, we hate for that, that's bad, okay? But I want to make this argument. Let me make this clear, guys. You don't think that Hillary said some things she shouldn't have said? How you going to be 70 and never said anything when you thought a mic was off that could be used against you? Now, I know Trump said more than the average person, right? I know that. Not saying he hasn't. But Hillary's done more than the average person. I could shut all of this crap down with one word and one word only. Haiti. All right? So from all my comedian friends, such as D.L. Hughley, who I like D.L. Hughley, but dude, if you go on another tirade about how horrible Trump is because he said some stuff, man, you're going to have a problem. I'm going to have to make a video dedicated to D.L. Hughley because you totally omit how horrible Hillary is. And yes, Trump's words are wrong. I got to keep saying that because there'll be people going, well, you agree with his words? No, I don't agree with his words. But here's the thing. They are just words. Hillary Clinton bombed people. Hillary Clinton had Muammar Gaddafi killed and laughed about it. I came, I saw, he died. That's not funny. But somehow that gets no play. Is it just me, or do I sense everyone's being pressured to fall in line behind Hillary? Because I can't imagine, as well studied or informed as some of these people are, that they could be just totally overlooking the obvious. The Clinton Foundation mishandled millions and millions of dollars meant for poor Haitians who were struggling after a natural disaster, and they have till this day not accounted for the money. And instead of talking about that, even my African American and black folks who are so behind issues that affect impoverished people or people of color, particularly in the inner city, they totally leave that out. I never hear them bring that up. I bring it up, and now I'm doing something wrong. Where's the principle? And I know I went on a tirade, a rant, but I'm tired of it. Also, Melania is wrong. Come on, man. Boys, if Trump's a boy, Jesus, when does life start? 66? When does life start? All right. Okay, she said that though she did not recognize the language used by her husband on recording, making a point to say he does not use that language regularly, but then did note that sometimes I said, I have two boys at the home. I have my young son and I have my husband. She said, referring to the couple's 10-year-old son. Melania Trump said her husband's remarks were offensive. She did say they were offensive and inappropriate. But that after her husband apologized, the two of them are moving on. though they expect that some tapes will come out. Now, here goes the part that I totally agree with. Well, first of all, I want to note that she did say that she disagreed with what he said, felt it was inappropriate. And what's the other word? Offensive. She did say that, okay? That should be enough. I mean, the FBI said that Hillary Clinton was reckless, right? Extremely reckless. You guys moved on from that. Oh, she's just being reckless with, military secrets and sensitive information concerning our troops. It's okay. She said she was sorry. But Trump says to Trump about grabbing a change purse, and no one wants to let it go for a week. A week. All right. Take the wheel. Take the wheel. Lord, take the wheel. Okay. Am I crazy? Does that make sense? I don't know. Are we that obsessed with sex? Are we? Really? He did not have sex with an intern. Are we, All right. He did so many stuff in his life. He has so many tapes on so many shows, and we know that tapes will come out. That's true. That's true. It's going to be a lot of tapes dropping. It's going to be like Tupac. Especially if this thing continues tightening, which it's doing, guys. Do not be fooled. This race is still tighter. It's still tight. The gap has been closing. And you would have thought that these tapes would totally dismantle Trump. But this is what I've learned. There's a video out right now that's got like 2 million views in 18 hours and probably, 24 hours now, where it shows, without doubt, I think it's Veritas in action. Without doubt, this is footage talking to operatives who work for the Clinton campaign and its super PACs that admit, entail, and describe the strategies that they use to cause violence at Trump rallies, right, to get the media coverage, right? They send in groups of people that they pay, some homeless people, some guys off the street, and others who work for them directly, to go in and cause trouble, and then knowing that the media will pick it up and assign that drama to the Trump campaign and to its subscribers or supporters. This is all a fact. So what I'm saying is, yes, more tapes will be released. But even after all of that, even after the protests that are going on right now, I think in front of Trump Tower, how do we know who those people are? And how do we not know those people are not working for those same organizations connected to the Clinton campaign whose job is to, which on tape, and I want to inspire all of you, or encourage all of you, I should say, to go watch that video yourself, put in Veritas in action, and you will find it. Once again, this is not the words of me. It's not the words of anyone. These are the actual people themselves talking on hidden camera, describing how they operate, what they do, and how they are doing this to mislead the media, okay? And how the media, they know they're going to get media coverage. So anyway. So how does that tie back to my point? My point is this, guys. You see a lot of outrage regarding the Trump tapes, right? You see people protesting Trump due to the Trump tapes. I have a feeling that a lot of the people you see protesting are paid people. You got to start opening your mind to the corruption that we have. You got to start really thinking larger and going into that murky ground of anything can happen. Anything can be done. Because that's the reality of this election. I started off this segment telling you how the media was manipulating the election and how the DNC admits, hey, look, it's not fair. We never said we said it was going to be fair, but who you going to believe, me or your lying eyes? And that's their response to a class action lawsuit where it says that they defrauded the people by defrauding and rigging the election against Bernie Sanders. And all I'm saying is, if someone's going to tell you that, yeah, I cheated on you, there should be nothing you put past them. Nothing at all. And the same tactics that we use against Bernie, even more so will be employed against Trump. And I'm not saying Trump's a good guy, but what I'm saying is when Obama says this is how we maintain democracy, he's lying through his teeth. This is how democracy is stolen and how it remains hijacked by corporate powers that put these people in these positions. There's no way that great comedians like John Oliver would stoop to the level of shilling for Hillary without some type of directives being given by the people that run the company he works for, which is HBO. I just don't believe it. I don't believe that everyone, these people that I admire from John Oliver to D.L. Hughley, are just all of a sudden just scumbags. I believe the pressure is immense. So let's help them out, folks, but not letting this continue another election cycle. Let's help them out by waking up now. Let's help them out by spreading the word now, and maybe we can help break this system. That's why I support Jill Stein, because I'm all for additional voices, additional options for the American people come election time. If we can spread the power out, right, and not let the corruption be so centralized, right, so we have other options, maybe these people realize they got to wake up. And if they don't, fine, we just vote them out. All right. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this version of this episode of Coffee with Tim Black. I can't talk. I'm getting hoarse. I'm pissed off. I'm serious, guys. There are people that I respect who I can no longer respect. How many of you have had your hearts broken just a little bit watching Rachel Maddow become somebody else? Watching Bernie Sanders have to campaign place after place after place, saying things I imagine I believe in my heart he doesn't believe, about a candidate I believe in my heart he doesn't trust. It's horrible. Probably fundamentally good people like Joy Reid and Donna Brazile do some horrible things, have done some horrible things, unethical things that I don't think they would prefer to do. But look what they tried to do to Matt Lauer just because he asked Hillary about her emails. How many of you noticed that? They tried to destroy that man. And he's one of the most popular correspondents on air. And all he did was ask a very valid question about Hillary's emails. They tried to take away his career. And this is the risk that all those correspondents run. You know what I believe, guys? Facebook Live, you know what I think? I believe that silently, behind the scenes, the people that you used to respect are actually rooting for people like your guy Tim Black, Jordan Sheridan, Lee Camp, H.A. Goodman, all of us, Claudia Stauber, the real progressives, shout out to Steve Grumbine, Jacqueline Luqman. I think that those people are actually rooting for us. I believe it. Because we're saying the things they can't say. But they know in their hearts. All right, guys, I'm Tim Black. Thank you for watching. This video will become available very soon after it finishes processing on YouTube. Only thing I ask that you do is share it and share it widely. People need to know what I'm doing, and I need your help to get that done. I don't have marketing money, but I got a lot of fire and a lot of heart. So help me spread the word. Go to timblacktv.com and follow me on social media. We have a show tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you'll tune in for that, for Tim Black at Night. Shout out to all those people that help support my channel, all my Patreons that submit, who offer, who provided me the ability to be able to do this show. Go to Tim's Take Live. I should say donate to Tim's Take Live 2 at gmail.com. Find me out there. You'll see it. And buy a mug or something. It's hard being on the outside of the establishment because it's hard to eat. But you know what? Just like you can't drink oil, you can only drink water. Well, you know what? You can't sleep at night selling your soul. All right, guys.
Coffee
Wow.
with Tim Black.
What a show.
Yes, I am.
We have
coffee.
Crooked Hillary, folks.
Coffee with Tim Black.